Welcome to the Train Like a King podcast, dedicated to all things paddling, designed to help paddlers of all levels get motivated to get out on the water. Tune in, grab your paddle, and let's train like a king. Kia ora guys, welcome back to another Train Like a King podcast episode. We have Narada Brewery and Darren Matila, Cooper. Welcome guys. Welcome to the studio. Sure. Today we're just going to get to know both of these guys a bit more. You've heard a lot about me, but Narada is a local paddler, and Darren does a lot of our work behind the scenes for Train Like a King. So I'll pass the mic over to both of them to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about yourself. Right?
Kia ora, I'm Narada. Where do I start? I'm from Cooper-Matila, which is a little town on the east coast. I started paddling back in 2017. Yeah, and most recently I went over to Worlds with the team to Samoa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of the latest.
Heard you had a pretty good coach there.
I don't know. Debatable. But no, that's kind of me in a nutshell, in a way. What about you, Darren?
Sweet. I actually didn't know that your name was pronounced Narada.
It's either, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm Darren. I've been working. I don't paddle at all. Where my skills lie is on the land with behind the scenes, especially all the stuff with Train Like a King. I've been doing stuff with Tupu for about 4, maybe even 5 years now. Yeah. Started off just doing selling merch in all the tents and all that kind of stuff in Singapore, around here, Australia, I think, and now I'm doing all the website design and just a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, a lot of the social media that you see on Instagram. So that's where my skills lie in this.
Both behind and in front of the camera.
Especially today. Yeah.
Rad's 2017 is that's not that long ago, really. Yeah. How's the paddling journey been since 2017?
It's quite funny because when I was at school, and they did have a small waka-ama team, but I thought waka-ama was like kapa haka. I didn't even know what it was. I'm like, no, miss me with that. But so how I got into it was beginning of 2017. One of my mates was starting up a club in Wonga. I don't know if you know Ryan Thompson. Yeah. So he was making a team, and he was like, "Oh, you want to come join our men's team?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, sweet as, you know." So we made a team. We're like, "Oh, so what races are we getting into, boys?" So straight off the bat, we're like, "Okay, what's the longest race that we can do?" And that was the first year they did the Waikato Hundi.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so we're like, "Okay, boys, that's us." So straight off the bat, we went from never paddling to 9 months later racing the Waikato Hundi. So
100 kilometres.
Yeah. That was a journey, and funnily enough, everyone else in the team was like, "Yeah, no, that's it, one and done." Mm-hmm. And I was the only one who stuck with it, and I'm like, I love this.
Yeah, that's a pretty hearty place to start. I think I haven't even paddled 100 kilometres straight.
Wait, 100 k's straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
to put in perspective, the longest paddle I've done is 58 kilometres. In one go.
Yeah.
6 for me.
Yeah, and I think that year we were the only team that ironed it. Like other people changed every 25 k's. We were the only ones that did the whole thing, and we still beat everyone.
Yeah, I guess waka-ama is it's definitely kind of a daunting thing to start with, because if you're not a water person, you've never really been out on the ocean much. Not everyone clicks, but once you do get what I call the paddling bug, man, it's kind of over. So you can see, with your Instagram stories and the amount of times you're out there on the water, you definitely, got the paddling bug over the years.
Yeah,
so.
I never would have thought it looking back, when I was little, because when I was younger, living in Wonga, you do spend a lot of time in the water, but it's just body surfing in the waves and stuff. And when I did start paddling, that was the first time I'd actually really been out And like, you know, even when you're on a couple k's offshore for your first time, you're looking back, you're like, fuck, I hope the boat doesn't sink. You know, it is a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But
well, it's funny because like, even though I started paddling young, wasn't until I got into the ocean stuff that it opened up my mind to a whole new perspective. So I guess you experiencing that pretty early as, you know, you skipped all of those sprint years on the flat water at Lake Ngātu type thing. But what about you, Darren? Gonna get on the waka one day and compete, or
get on the waka one day? I don't know. I don't know.
We could make a mixed train like a king team or something.
Oh yeah.
Enter in Takapunaka.
Yeah, I'll take the photos as well.
Yeah.
The thing about being on a waka for me, especially, well, I don't know. It's got to be something to do with my technique. Oh, everything, because I sit on the waka, but it's going like that, going about my day, and then about 3 minutes in, I can't feel my legs. I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, I'm getting pins and needles everywhere. Like, oh god! And then I go paddle on the other side, and then I forget my technique, and then I'm just like, oh, you forget what you're doing, and then I fall straight out, like pulleys for days.
Yeah.
So, it was at that moment where I knew I wasn't going to get the paddle bug. So I was just like, you know what? I like the sport. So what's the next best here? So now, working with Train Like King and also doing some stuff for the men's elite team.
Yeah.
Bit of their socials, and just getting to know all the boys as well, like yourself. Yeah. And Tupuria, and now the journey's been mean. And it's still feel like it's only just beginning. Got a lot of stuff on the way for Train Like a King. It's not just there's going to be a whole bunch of new stuff, especially coming out next year. That'll be.
I mean, we can probably start talking about it. We'll get the. Okay, I don't know. Maybe we'll hint that there's stuff coming, but you know,
we've received the okay to talk about it.
Yeah. So, and that's all, you know, because of the team behind us. So people like Darren, Cass, Irene, Alicia, Felipe. Man, things coming. On that note, for you, Darren, what would be something that's you're most excited about now? It doesn't have to technically be with Train Like a King, but just, you know, with everything that you do in terms of marketing, and I know you're doing a bit of code and all bits and pieces. So
we've got a bit of a background in software development. I've got no background in social media marketing or any other kind of stuff that I'm doing with Train Like a King right now, which is probably which this will obviously lead on to answering your question, which is what I'm most excited for, and that's definitely all the work that is to come with Train Like a King. Like, it's not just the content that we all put out there and all the stuff that we do behind the scenes. It's just like learning, just kind of having the opportunity to just learn. And for like whatever I create or whatever we all create, and it has like we just kind of just like, oh yeah, sweet, that looks alright. Yeah, let's put it out there and see what happens, and gather all that data and see how people react to it. And that's probably the difference between you know, obviously studying and not studying, really. So it's all on the go stuff, and it has an immediate impact. And that's me. That's on, and that's especially leading into next year, which we introduced Felipe before, which he's our man developing our app that we got. So we got an app. We got an app on the way, and it's real far in its development right now, and it's not too far off being completed. But that'll, if anything, that's going to come next year, and it'll. I'll let you talk about the app.
Oh man, I'm pretty excited about it. Like, you know, without giving away too much, I mean, like, you know, that's the next step for us as a training app, and like, we kind of see the app as like, there's no one really out there that has like a training app specific to paddling. Definitely not specific to outrigger canoe paddling, but even just paddling, endurance sports in general. most training apps cater well to, I would say, more like gym goers and things like that. So like to have something
land-based stuff.
Yeah, land-based stuff. I mean, there's there are great apps out there. Don't get me wrong, Garmin and Strava and stuff like that. But if you're a coach that's trying to do things and operate your businesses and stuff like that, and you choose to go through apps like that, then there's a high chance that they're going to take a big cut, and you're restricted in what you can do. So this is a pretty cool venture for us to, and it's like, it is like a little bit daunting at this beginning, because most people don't go for an app. They go for like a web page that kind of can act as an app per se, but to really like go down the app path is pretty cool. And basically to begin with, we'll be hosting the training plans, taking the training plans to that next step for everyone that's been on a training plan already. We appreciate your support, but we hope to even provide more value through the training app, merchandise as well, communications, content, everything really. So
everything's going to come through the app, and that's going to be it's going to be real exciting. It's been pretty cool seeing it in its like infancy stage all the way to where it is now.
Yeah.
So and then just constantly talking back with Felipe and changing a few things, adding a few things, like giving our feedback on what he's done and all that kind of stuff has been really good. So
so if there's anyone out there that wants to speed up the process and support us,
we do need a name for it, and it's not going to be just for Waka Armour. It's going to be for
all paddling sports.
All paddling sports.
So that's the goal.
Naming sponsors, eh?
Yeah.
Any sponsors out there?
Venture capital funding out there,
No.
Might be one guy out there, one girl out there listening that, just wants to support Cooper.
Yeah, still looking for an app sponsor.
Yeah. Still looking for an app sponsor.
Yeah, and podcast sponsor too.
Podcast sponsor.
Podcast setup, man.
Yeah.
Hook us up.
Yeah. There's been many challenges along the way, because obviously building an app is quite expensive. Everything, because it's just a really expensive thing to really get to jump into. So all the work that we've been doing, all the revenue that we generate, like 90% of it is going straight into the app. So we obviously understand that it needs to be, it can't be bad. Like obviously as general as I'm being here, like it's got to be like, we really want to
have a baseline general good function. Or
else it'll just so we're just doing lots of work around that, especially this year, towards the back end of this year is a lot of work's been going into the app, and if you taking on any names, suggestions. Narada, got any on your mind?
Oh no, nothing appropriate anyway.
Narada, we were talking earlier about, and most paddlers from New Zealand and international now probably seen you at World Champs, and they probably wondering, just how you get so big, bro, for a paddler. So kind of want to focus on a little bit of your nutrition, and most people will be surprised when they hear that actually you're 103 kgs.
103, 104 kilos,
muscle, most of that is, high percentage of that is muscle, but you're a vegetarian. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, how you eat and maintain your size and protein sources and stuff like that.
Well, you got the majority of your size through bodybuilding, right? Before paddling.
Yeah. So I did start off bodybuilding for the first year and a half before I found paddling, but like at the end of the day, it's all just calories in, calories out. So as long as you're feeding yourself, you're going to retain your size. And I haven't really found the size to be a hindrance as of yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
And I guess the other important thing to point out is that like I have been a vegetarian my whole life, so it's not something I've like changed to in the like recently. So like you grow up with it and you're just used to it. Like so, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. It's kind of how I see it. But like day to day, I guess start off with breakfast. I have 2 to 3 cups of oats, couple of scoops of protein powder, banana, peanut butter, yogurt, that kind of thing. Middle of the day, so I generally split it up into 3 meals, but 300 grams of paneer, 7 eggs and an avocado or some other kind of veggies, and brown rice. And then dinner, same thing, 300 grams of paneer, a couple of eggs, some brown rice and some veggies.
Well, paneer is just cheese, right? Like
it's a funny one. It's the first part of the process of making cheese. So pretty much you boil milk and you curdle it and that's it, as opposed to like curing it and then aging it. Yeah. So it's very basic cheese. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you cook paneer? Do you just pan fry it?
I can attest to it. Yeah, it's good. And Narada's got me into eating paneer. So much so I bought 10 kilos off him a couple of weeks ago. So the freezer's just full of paneer.
Yeah.
But just fry it in the pan.
Like macronutrient wise, it's very similar to steak. It's high in protein, high in fat.
Yeah. But you can cut. I noticed you can actually cut it. Like longer you cook it, it starts to shrink quite quickly. The fat comes out. But you don't want it to overcook it because then it'll get too dry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's good though.
Yeah. This has got nothing. Oh no, I'll let you keep talking.
No, carry on.
Oh, this is off topic. No, I just wanted you guys to kind of talk about your last race together, and how that went, and what your experiences came from there. So that was Samoa, right?
Yeah, Samoa.
Yeah. Samoa.
Well, I've done a whole episode on it, but it'd be awesome to hear your perspective. Although I've had feedback from all of you, so yeah.
I probably should have listened to the episode, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Your name came up a few times. Nah, just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, yeah, for me, probably the main thing was that like 2 weeks before the race, I actually tore my hamstring, so that threw a spinner in the works.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
At the gym. Yeah.
Gotta say, most of the paddling injuries happen in the gym.
Yeah, because it's quite hard to hurt yourself while you're out on the water, really.
Yeah.
Unless you're like in breaking surf, pretty much it's pretty safe. You'd hope.
So you started off with a torn hamstring.
Yeah. So like, it was kind of concerning because 2 weeks out for the race, I couldn't really walk. So
it was pretty bad initially, but then it seemed to come right pretty quickly. Good and positive that you don't actually need surgery.
Yeah. Because it was a bit touch and go there for a while. But it's interesting though because like sitting in the 6-man was okay, but sitting in a V1. Like I couldn't sit down for more than 20 minutes, and my leg would start to go numb.
Right.
Yeah. But like, luckily now, it's been 8 weeks now or so since the race. Yeah, that's pretty much good. So yeah.
So how'd you cope with a torn hamstring and Samoa?
I mean, like in the boat, I didn't really notice it.
Yeah. So
I mean, I just raced as per usual, but I definitely felt it afterwards. It started cramping and the aftermath after the race wasn't fun.
It was pretty tough. Just that heat is it's even hotter than Tahiti, so like it's so easy to just slip into this, like the heat just takes hold of you and it doesn't matter like what you do. You like just the power just kind of like
seeps out of
you, and it's like, what the heck? You're not tired from like lack of energy. You're just like, disoriented. And, It's a little bit like just recently when I was in Singapore, like it was the same thing for the first 10k. I was just like, damn, I felt like I had no power. just really hot, and then it wasn't until I turned around and a storm came. And it cooled me down, and I started working again. Like, you know, it's pretty hard to train for, really. Like,
Well, yeah, the heat. I mean, towards the end of the race, like there were a few people that passed out. So at that point of the race, because you guys have rewatched the race, eh?
Yeah.
At that point of the race, do you guys remember where you were, and then what was going through your minds? Like, because obviously people, it looked like there were a few people just like absolutely knackered from like the heat and all that kind of stuff, and just like
100%.
Like, did you guys have any combat to that, or it's just like, sheer will?
Sheer will. You're just in your zone, and like we're still in chase mode, but by then, you know, we're a decent distance behind to know that we weren't likely to get it, you know. But that's why you never know what's going to happen. You just got to keep going, and that's what Hawaii did. Paid off. But yeah, to see a Tahitian and a Rarotongan both pass out, you know, both come from hot countries, goes to show how hot those conditions are. And not even the longest of races to be real, but just intense, you know. Tough conditions though, eh? Like big surf.
Yeah.
Was it tough on, like, what was more tough, like on the way out or coming back in?
Oh, both were a challenge. Like for us going out, you couldn't really, you didn't want to like push max speed going up, because you just like create more chaos than the waves. And like the key to there was like staying dry as much as possible. And then the downwind was good downwind, but that's where the heat would start to sink into you. So like, that was more about like your facilitating and using your energy appropriately. So you like, the better you use the surf in terms of pushing when you need to, and then resting when you need to, pushing when you need to, resting, the better you'll be. But if you kind of miss a wave and then fight and then miss, you know, then that can kind of disrupt you a little bit. So it's again something you just don't really get to train until race day, really, because nothing really matches that intensity. So what's your favorite race or achievement or accomplishment?
Favorite race would have to be the Molokai Solar, for sure. That was an awesome experience doing that this year. But a favorite race as a crew, I would say London last year.
That was pretty on.
Yeah. Just because the vibe of having all the guys there and stuff, and like going all the way to London and like that whole experience was awesome. Yeah, for sure.
But you're also a national champ too.
Yes.
I
stole that one from you last year. Yeah. No.
So in 6 years, well, what year was it that you won?
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So within 5 years, OC won New Zealand champ.
Yeah. Yeah, that came as such a surprise, bro, because like leading into that race, like for the first lap, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna push for third. You know, I'll be happy with that, because that would have equaled my previous medal, but coming into that last lap, bro, it's just Steve fell off, and I'm like, okay, sweet, there we go. And there was that three man there, and I'm like, okay, I'll catch them, and then I'm like, oh, hang on, Tupu's right there, let's go.
I tried to hang on to you for as long as I could, and then made an attack in the last 50 meters, but I had no juice.
No, that was a tough year for you that year, because you were feeling pretty crook.
After the 6 man, I was on the floor, hot and colds, and it was tough.
Oh, that's tough.
I got what I did. 18, and then what's 24? So I've got 42 k's.
No, it's 16, isn't it? 16.
Oh, is it 16? Yeah.
Oh man, can't wait
40
to
Ks.
see the title of this podcast. National champion and
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been stuck to second and third place since then.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's the future look like? Well, you do jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah. So next thing for me is jiu-jitsu worlds in December over in Vegas. So that's going to be cool. And then it's going to be straight back and getting ready for sprint nats in January. Yeah. So yeah, not much paddling over the next 6 weeks or so, but when we come back, we'll be straight back in the boat and get ready for nationals.
How's the V1 going?
It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have to go a little bit straighter than last year.
Yeah.
So what did you place last year? What was your place in the V1?
Fifth.
Fifth, yeah, see.
Fifth. So yeah, considering I'm not a V1 paddler, coming up with a fifth this year was I was happy with that. So now that I actually have my own V1 and I can train in it, hopefully we can improve on that.
Yeah. Well, 2 places away from qualifying for world sprint champs, man.
Well, because do we have 3 or 4 spots?
Maybe
because we had 2 people on the
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And what's next for you?
Next for me is I go to Hawaii Nui tomorrow, go to Tahiti tomorrow, and then come back for a couple of weeks before I go to Perth for the Surf Ski World Champs and race week. So a couple of big races ahead before having to, have a few weeks left to prepare for the Nationals. Give the Nationals a good nudge, with the Herberts on tour and individually, and then next year there's not a huge nothing really set in stone for next year yet, but I'm sure, no doubt, things will start popping up on the calendar for sure, as they usually do. For the last 10 years. Travelled enough for a lifetime.
Yeah, you've done quite a bit of travelling this year.
Yeah.
Hey, just got back from Singapore too.
Yeah, but I have been saying lately that, like, getting to the point where, like, trips that I do, like, it would be really cool to go to places that I've never been before, because similar to going to Brazil recently for the Molocabra, like, just going there someplace new and new race. It was an awesome race, event setup and stuff, but it's just like a new level of excitement. So there's races I really want to do. The Gorge, Downwind Champs in Portland, Oregon. Maybe even the Chatterjack. I think that's on this weekend or something. That's a 50-kilometer race in Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
That's an out of a place.
Yeah. I can't.
River race, is it?
Maybe. Yeah. River race. Thailand. Apparently, Thailand's picking up more so in the sport of stand up.
Oh yeah.
I know it's not so big here, but like in Thailand it is, and then there's outrigger clubs there. So I met one of the clubs recently in Singapore. They want to bring me over. There's surf ski paddling there too. So yeah, it'd be awesome to go to different parts of Brazil, because there's multiple countries within Brazil. Like in terms of every state's different. Would be really cool to get to Niteroi, which will be the world champs the following year. So it'd be cool to get there and get familiar with that place first. And yeah, man, you coming?
Next year, I'll see where I'm at, but I'm hoping to have some free time, and obviously depends how the app goes as well.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, keep an eye out for the app, because it's going to be should be pretty good. It should be pretty good, and we're going to be obviously wanting all the feedback we can get. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. And
any ideas that you have that you want to?
Any ideas? If you have your workout apps, and you're wanting to look for something to do with paddling, and you can see that from your workout app, maybe an idea from that, you can just swing it by us, and then we'll see what we can do in regards to including that in what we're building right now.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Mean, any last words, Narada? Anyone you want to thank?
Oh, come on, don't put me on the spot like this. I'd like to thank my parents.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Well, all from me for now.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else you want to ask me, but.
Oh, it's All Black Day. You're not going for the South Africans, are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Up the Kiwi Ferns, All Blacks. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Kiwi
All
Ferns
Blacks.
tonight, 8 o'clock.
Oh.
All Blacks tomorrow morning. 8 o'clock.
The men's are playing tonight, right?
Yeah.
Against Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 10. Yeah.
What's
Straight
it
after
called? The
time.
Kiwi Ferns?
Kiwis.
Just Kiwis.
Just
eh?
Kiwis,
Yeah,
yeah.
just Kiwis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big 3 games in
Yeah.
the next 24 hours, which would be mean.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on another Train Like a King episode.
Sweet.
Run the outro.
Hey.
Thank you for listening to another episode on the Train Like a King podcast. Check out trainlikeaking.com for training plans, merchandise, and coaching opportunities. If you haven't already, give us a follow so you don't miss another episode. Catch you on the next one.